It's called My Station North. We're taking a bunch of like sounds and photos, and they're going to be telling like a story about Station North. It's going to be like in an art exhibit.
Attention please. This is a boarding call for Amtrak Vermonter Train 56 en route to St. Albans with intermediate stop at Huntington, Philadelphia.
When you're in the garden and you have your hands really dirty, what does it make you feel like, and what does it make you see?
It's the best. I love having my hands in the dirt. And I don't really know why. It's like looking into a fire or watching the waves. It's just a very peaceful feeling. I think the dirt is always cool and it smells good and it's relaxing. I can put a plant in the ground. It's a nice place to be. I don't get bored. I feel at peace, and it's connected to maybe where I came from.
So can you talk to us about how artists and musicians and people in theater are changing the neighborhood?
Well, they are beginning to live here. This neighborhood is depopulated. There's a long-term community of people that have lived here for decades, but many people left, so there's a great deal of vacancy. So, so artists and musicians and creative people and entrepreneurs and DIY people are moving into the neighborhood and populating it. They're living here and living in some of the houses and then in the warehouses.
Do you live in this neighborhood?
We are actually about to look at an apartment right over here in this building.
The Copycat building.
The Copycat. Well, so a lot of my favorite artists lived in the Copycat building. Matt and Kim lived there. Dan Deacon lived there. Just a lot of really talented people from my generation have recently lived in the Copycat building, which seems, I mean, almost astounding. Like you can walk through the halls here, it seems, and just bump into somebody who's going to be the next big, guitar act or something really cool. So it just seemed like a great environment.
And I think in some ways you have to be a little nuts to take on something like this. You have to have visions that exceed reality. And I think that's why artists end up in places and end up being the driving force behind so many revitalizations of neighborhoods and cities, because we see things that people don't, and we imagine things that aren't real. It's just really impossible, and at the same time completely possible.
I remember when Joe Squared opened up and Wind Up Space opened up, and before those two great restaurants started there, North Avenue was a pretty scary place to go, and I didn't find myself here very often until those 2 restaurants opened up.
If you could describe the neighborhood to somebody who's never seen it, what would you say? If you could paint a picture for them in words.
Good question. I would definitely tell them, again, it's a diverse place. It's a growing place. That it's a place that they could come and that they could lend a helping hand in making it the future that they would want it to be. And you don't find many neighborhoods like that anymore that you can participate like that. Because most are pretty much set in their ways and they're done deal, etched in stone. But yeah, it's growing and by leaps and bounds. I would describe it as a place where there's not only a comfortable living opportunity for everybody, but there is financial potential. There's all kinds of potentials in this community. So yeah, still here, yeah.